This YouTube platform is fucking confusing. But I think we're up now. Although it says live, we're looking good. And then I think that we'll just, yeah, we won't. Okay. Now we're good. I don't know, it took, whatever. Just making sure that this link is gonna work. Yeah, looks good. All right. Okay, so I'll restate everything I just said. I thought I was streaming for about 20 minutes there, but it looks like I was in like a preview mode, so nothing I said propagated out, which is fine. It's like a rehearsal. So, massive updates to the stream. The stream is going to be more of a real thing going forward. I'm going to talk about why I'm doing this, and more specifically about what I'm doing, and then I'll talk about what I'm doing on today's stream. So for today, the reason that we're doing this new format is I've been feeling pretty stagnant in my professional and personal life, and kind of want to, I guess in like coronavirus times too, just feeling bored to some extent and needing to find a way to socialize a little bit maybe. And I think more than that, there's a lot of topics, there's things I want to talk about that I think are worth talking about. My previous stream style was basically come on the computer and I would basically record myself doing what I was going to be doing in my off hours anyway. And the reason I was doing that is I wanted to keep a record. I wanted to keep those videos recorded so that I can show future potential employers that there's like actual evidence of me doing this shit and how I think and all that nonsense. And then secondly, I also wanted to be somebody that people who knew me personally could ask for advice or could talk to me about, like if they wanted to learn how to code or if they were interested in pursuing this as a career, where to start. And I used to get a lot of private messages or messages on the side about web development stuff, and that was one of my big impetuses for like keep doing the streams, because people would message me on the side, which is great. I think that now I wanted to try and get people to like focus more on asking questions in chat. So one of the big changes here is that there's going to be like I'll focus much more on chat than I ever have. In the past, I wouldn't pay attention pretty much at all. So if you came in and you started watching one of my streams, you might type in a message and I just wouldn't even see it. So I kind of want to try to be much better about focusing on the people, the interaction with the people, which is really like that's the point of the live stream. Otherwise, you're just making videos. So those are like the main. That's like the main like motivation for the change. I think we're going to be doing. I don't think we're going to be doing a weekly schedule. So it'll be Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 to 9 a.m. Central Time. The reason I'm doing a schedule is because I find one of my problems in my life is that I tend to just do whatever I feel, and I think that hurts me in a whole lot of ways. And I think by keeping a consistent schedule with and not caring, like even right now I'm like tired and scatterbrained. I had a pretty fucking shitty weekend, and I was thinking that I could like skip today, just work on like building stuff up around and start Wednesday, but fuck it, we just need to be on a schedule. I think that's like the most important change that I'm making. Two things really: schedule, and then also having a very specific topic for discussion every stream, and keep a calendar on a website that'll have like the stream schedule and what the next what the discussions are and all that shit. For today, for this week, I think we have a couple good ones. I think for this stream, it's going to be obviously addressing all like the new changes, new format. Also, I want to talk today about why you should learn to code, because that's something I'm pretty passionate about, and I have a couple thoughts on that. And then we'll be building. I'm building like a website for this thing, so we'll start like all I've done is registered a domain. So we'll start from complete scratch, build a very small blogish kind of a thing. Won't be too complex. There might be a couple widgety fun things to build in there, but that's probably what I'll be building out. Not just, it'll probably be a couple weeks, I would think. And I don't know if we'll do the whole thing on stream, but we'll do bits and pieces. I think also I'll make sure to block off very clearly what my goal and task is for like development for stuff. Today I don't really have one other than just building an HTML page. I guess deployment, we can deploy something to somewhere and just have it hosted in Google Domains. But anyway, the point is I just want to make this more focused. I want to be more discussion oriented, and we're going to be talking about a lot of different shit. I don't think I'm just going to restrict it to software engineering. Actually, I'm definitely not. So the other topics that I want to talk about this week, one of them is going to be weed, marijuana addiction. I think I'll do that one Wednesday because that's been very, very on my mind for a while, and I have a lot of thoughts about that. And I think on Friday it will be something like what to expect your first day as a software engineer. I think that'll be the first week, and then after that we'll probably do, I don't know, it might be like one personal topic, 2 engineering topics, or 2 software related topics a week to start, something like that. But yeah, being pretty flexible right now. Mostly, yeah, we want to just keep a consistent schedule, have a topic of discussion for each stream for 1 hour. That's it. Those are like my main goals. Also gonna have a weekly stream goal. So obviously this week's stream goal is going to be maintain the schedule. Should be relatively easy, I think, and then we'll build off it from there. But that's all my stuff to start. I do need to probably a couple things. I need a new microphone for sure, and I need like a better way to stay up with chat because honestly, it's really hard. It'd be easy if I was just sitting here and like reacting to questions in chat, but that is, obviously there's like not, when there's no listeners, when there's no one in chat, it's hard to pay attention to it, and then people drop in, and then you see it like 10 minutes later, and then it's fucked. So I'm gonna try to be like very conscious about stuff that's happening in chat. Otherwise, fuck it. What was my topic of discussion? I'm really gonna be in such a fuck it mode. Like I'm over fucking everything, so I'm gonna be pretty. I'm just gonna say what I feel and say what I think about this stuff. So the thing we're gonna talk about is why you should learn how to code. Man, it's interesting because I started talking about this already when I was stuck in preview mode, and I think what I said then is going to be very different from what I'm about to say. But I think that it's maybe it won't be actually. Not thinking about, but I think in 2020, like with the world going where it is, if you're not learning about software development, if you're not like making yourself a tech savvy person, you're rapidly falling behind, almost for fucking sure. Unless you're like, maybe if you're like a lawyer, like there's a couple positions that I don't think that the software industry can automate away, but like over time, the world is like you can see it in salary differential. All the rich people are tech people. Most of the rich people are tech people, and that's not even that's like the massive super rich people. But like the people who are like in my city that I know who are making a lot of money, who are not like doctors, lawyers, finance people, is tech and tech. I don't know. It's a world where you don't need a degree to do it. You can teach yourself and you can get in the industry, and it's not hard. I shouldn't say that. It is hard, but it's not impossible. It's and it like from where I'm looking, it feels extremely doable, honestly. You really don't need to be that fucking good as a developer or at code to get your first job. You really don't. Um, you just need, and the other thing is like anybody can learn how to code. There's no, I shouldn't say that, but the things that people think are holding them back from learning something like how to code are not what they are. If you think like you're not smart enough, that's not true. Or if you're not like tech savvy enough to start out, that's not true. That really doesn't matter. Um, the thing that will keep most people from learning how to code and getting a job is themselves, is their own motivation, their own discipline, which is fair. Like, I think that one of the big reasons I was able to learn how to code is because I was so fucking desperate for it and because I loved it. And I like, I've used to tell people that I thought I had like a natural aptitude for how to code. I don't think that that's necessarily true, but I do think that I have like a heightened uh, level of passion for it. Although now it's like, it's definitely not where it was a couple years ago. Like a couple years in the industry have worn me down a little bit. Um, that's also another reason why I'm trying to stream, is trying to like shake things up. Definitely feeling very stale in my career overall. Um, my last couple jobs, I've been like, by the end of both of my last jobs, I was so burned out and over it, and that like that I, that's a problem I'm dealing with now. Burnout will definitely be something that I talk about on the stream at some point. I don't see how we don't talk about it. Um, but for why you should learn how to code, I think that like the world is built on computers now. Like everything is, and I think that even with some, even if your goal is not to be a software engineer, even if you're a teacher or if you're, I don't know what I don't know, any number of other jobs, especially an office job, there's a very good chance that you can, by learning how to code, make your life so much fucking easier. You could spend your time doing things that actually require like real thought and creativity, and you can automate away a lot of the tasks that are sort of mindless and that you don't really need to spend too much time on. It's weird because I think that there are people who actually like doing data entry stuff. Um, I think there's people who like copying and pasting something from like an Excel spreadsheet into like a web page, but you can you, there's just so much shit that you can automate away and save your time. Um, and yeah, I think that like the IT industry is so fucking bloated. It kind of drives me crazy. It's pretty insane to see as somebody who's like worked in a bunch of shitty jobs, and then you go to tech and you see how fucking like cushy some of the jobs are. I mean, not all of them. There's people like, I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying that like everyone's job in IT is easy or cushy or everyone makes too much money, but a fucking ton of people do. Like the salaries for tech people are fucking absurd, straight up. They don't make any fucking sense. This stuff is not that hard. Like that, it. I feel like it's almost like a mistake. Like there's a fucking glitch in the matrix right now for this stuff. Like either it's a big bubble or I have no fucking idea. But like it feels very weird for me to like. My position was I was living in Korea. I was working 8 hours a week, and I would make about $900 a month in my job. Rent was about $300, and I mean, I made like $900 a month for about 6 months, and and then the 2 years prior to that, um, making like the base Korea teacher salary, which is like $1,800 a month, $1,900 a month. I mean, it's like no money. In Korea, it's decent money. They pay for your like apartment too, and I think that it's a like you could live pretty comfortably on teacher salary in Korea. Um, and I'll definitely talk more about that on the stream at some point. I don't think I could have gotten to where I am right now, or I know I couldn't have gotten to where I am right now if I didn't first take a couple of years in Korea getting my shit together. But going from making $800 a month in Korea to then getting to like learning how to code, uh, writing my first line of code in October, and then by April getting my first job offer or my second job offer, the job offer I took for $50 an hour. So you're going from like, you know, like $11,000 a year to, I don't even know how to, $50. I mean, you can calculate, it's a lot more money. It's just, it was fucking gnarly. Like only 5 months. It wasn't like, going to school for a doctor where you're going to school for like 16 years, or you're going to school for a lawyer, you go to school for 8 years, and you do clerk thing, and then you do this and that, and then you're not even guaranteed the income, and blah, blah, blah. In software, no one cares about any of that shit. It's like, can you do this thing? That was something that always, the world of programming always appealed to me because it felt very, very honest. It was never like, and this became a little bit muddy once you start mixing corporate politics into everything, but generally speaking, like the world of like when you're writing code, either your code works or it doesn't work. You can't like charm the code into liking you, if that makes any sense. You can't like, if you're tired, the compiler doesn't give a shit about anything. It just runs code. So if you're like really mad, if you're writing code and like something's not working, you're really mad at it, there's no person who's like pulling strings and making things fucked up for you. You're just like struggling with something, and when it works, it works. Like it's so fucking clear. It's so clear cut. Everything is just very clear cut, and that really, really appealed to me. I also love the fact that it's something that you never stop learning. Like, and so many other jobs, it's like, if you want to get better, I don't even know how you do it. Okay, it looks like we froze. No, maybe not. Like, if you're a paralegal and you want to get better at your job, what do you even do? Like, you're going home and reading books on law, I guess? But it doesn't really affect your day-to-day. I feel like there's so many jobs like that. Like, if you're a nurse, how do you separate yourself from the other nurses? How do you get better at nursing? Do you just, like, when you go home, you read more books about nursing? Or you just go more school, maybe? I don't know. But the fact that this was, like, it's a skill set, and it's something you could develop all the time, at any time. You could think about it in so many different ways, and it's something that you can really watch your progress in, and you can see how much better you're getting, and I don't know, it feels like something that rewards hard work, or like, I don't know the way to put it. It's just like it's like a skill set, like anything else, and like there's a very wide range of skills. Like people like it's definitely a one of those things where there's no limit to how good you can be. And some of the software engineers I've worked with are like, I don't even fucking understand how they're people anymore. Like they know so much about computers and how shit works that it's fucking crazy. And they're just very, very smart. They've seen a whole bunch of shit. Good software engineers, like really, really, really good ones, are really interesting people usually. Well, not always, but they are so good within this world. Like, and it very much so is this like very unique world. It's weird because it really doesn't permeate outside. Like, software industry is so insulated. I feel like I never, if I'm at a party, it's pretty rare for me to meet a software engineer. But even if I did, I don't think we're going to be talking about shit. Whereas, I don't know. I guess other people know. Like, when I was an English teacher in Korea, you talk about teaching all the time. Like, I guess because everybody's a teacher, and it's just such a silly job in terms of, like, it's so fun. It can be very fun. There's just all kinds of crazy shit that happens. You will inevitably see you'll see. I laughed harder than I ever did when I was a career teacher, but by far, like, some of the moments and memories were just fucking incredible. So there's just so many stories. Like, every day there's just so many stories and so many things to talk about. Software, not really. And it's also like people can't relate to it, generally speaking. Like, no one wants to hear me talk. Like, I'm not going to go to a party and talk about how I fuck. Like, no one gives a fuck about, like, it's not, that side of it is, like, totally missing. It's not, like, fun. It's not something you can really talk to people about, it feels like sometimes. But I don't remember what I was talking about originally. So I need people in chat to remind me. Oh, just about the idea of it being a skill set and getting better. And it's fun. Like I don't know what it is, but like writing code clicked with me so fucking fast. And yeah, it really did change my life. I mean, when I got my first job at Principal, that was like, it was massively, like, it was probably the biggest event in my adult life by a pretty large margin. That and going to Korea are like the biggest events, but definitely like getting that first job was, completely changed my life. From making no money to making what I thought was an assload of money at the time. Obviously, it was like an entry level amount of money, but that was so much more than money I'd been making previously. And on top of that, you're like the office world is just so different. Like, especially my first job, everyone was very relaxed, very chill. People were like, there were so many people who were just straight up terrible at their jobs. Like, it was so bloated. There were so many people who were. I think that's what I was like surprised at the most. How bloated the industry is. How overpaid some people are. You'd see. It's like it was the worst at it, but every company, the company I'm with now is, maybe I don't know if I should talk about, but companies I'm with spend money in the most insane ways. My first job at Principal, there was, I'll never forget this. This was like the silliest project that I'd ever heard. There was a team of front end developers, 2 or 3 of them, and a project manager who cost a lot of money. I know how much he made. He made a lot of money. Their project was to rebuild the website so that it could be run, rebuild the website, rebuild Principal.com, like rebuild the entire website, but as like a static front end only demo app with like dummy data. And the reason that they're building this is that salespeople for this company would go to demo the product, they'd go to demo the website, and like they'd have connectivity issues, so they couldn't get onto like Principal.com. And it wasn't like, I guess even when they could, sometimes it was slow, and like the data is unpredictable. So they wanted like a way to demo Principal.com, this website, offline and in like a rehearsed sort of setting, with like predictable data and predictable interactions for everything. So they're basically just rebuilding an existing website. They're building another website exactly like this other website to look exactly like it, but instead of like making actual network calls and functioning as a real website, it's just everything was fake. And this product cost this company millions of dollars a year. Like, I don't see how it did not cost an extravagant amount of money for both the human resources and all the other IT resources and other stuff they needed. Like, millions of dollars, I'm pretty sure, to create a solution for something that was so fucking dumb to me. Like, there's so many better ways you could do that. You could, there are any number of ways to do this in a different way without having to rebuild an entire website that you've already built before in a different setting, which means now you have to maintain things. Oh, it's just a nightmare. Like, now you have to maintain things in 2 places at once. Also, by the way, what is with fucking sales in software? It's all a scam. They're not even selling the product anymore. They're selling a demo of the product. But I would trash on that more, but it feels like my other company definitely made, their sales team did all kinds of seemingly shady shit to make a sale. Like, they either straight up lied to, or like not told the full story, or promised shit that could not in any way be delivered. It is a whole fucking world. Sales in general, man, that stuff scares. It seems like it's all scamming people. And that's kind of like back to my original point of why I like software engineering as opposed to something like sales. Sales is based on, its popularity contest is based on what, like lying to people. I mean, I don't really have a good opinion of salespeople in general, in morally. I mean, like, I think that their skill set is like very incredible, and I can't do what they do. Like, I can't. I mean, maybe I could. I'm sure that like, if I was to buy a book on how to do sales, the first thing is like, anybody can do it. You just have to blah blah blah. I'm sure that there's like, sets of rules you can follow and guideline. Like, there's a fundamental principles and all. There's like ways to make a sale. There's like, you know, people have spent their whole lives on, doing that kind of shit. I'm sure I could do it, but it really skeeves me out, especially if the product isn't something that I believe in, which almost certainly it won't be. uh, yeah, that definitely went down an interesting path there. But sales in general, I don't know, man. And that's a tough fucking life. Software can be tough in certain moments. Generally speaking, I do think it's cushy, mostly because of the salary and the benefits. Like, you're fucking sitting down all day, yamming out code. What I think is hilarious about being a software engineer is, depending on like the team you're on, the people you're with, especially in the world that I'm in front end, I feel like project managers have no fucking idea. Like, I think they're almost scared of engineers, generally speaking, or like product people are. They're always the one, which is good. The ones that I've worked with are always like, how long do you think this will take? And they're usually like very, almost always they're pretty flexible on anything. I've never really dealt with like a dickhead product person who's like putting down hard deadlines and telling me like work harder. I'm pretty productive though, so I think that that's part of it. But I think that because they don't really understand how to do this stuff or what this is like, they just give you so much flexibility with it that you can like. It depends on the company, but I haven't generally felt too stressed unless I was making myself stressed about something. My first job I did, principal I did, they were just crazy. They had like crazy deadlines. They had deadlines and like very arbitrary deadlines for no reasons and things like that. But generally speaking, I don't know. Software engineering, for me, it's been relatively cushy. Definitely been months and nights and weekends that I've had to work my ass off, work really hard to do stuff. But like, a lot of that's my choice. You can definitely like fade into the background at a company pretty easily and just like exist and float around and not do too much. Hell, that's what most people do. Does exist. But anyway, yeah, that's my general feeling is almost anybody should learn how to code. I think that it's ridiculous that we don't teach kids how to do this shit. That's so fucking dumb. It should be taught in schools, especially now. The world is moving towards software, not away from it. This is like the time to invest in it. Like, still now, even though 10 years ago would have been better. I like, shit's not going anywhere for sure. And there's a lot of money to be made. Or the other side of this that I didn't even address is if you're a business owner who wants to like enhance your biz elf, build your own stuff, or if you wanted to build like an app or build a thing that something you really want to make, you like if learning how to code would like help you fulfill that goal or build that thing that you want to build, then like definitely do it. I don't know, like you can always hire people too if that's more your vibe. I think if you're going in that outsourcing route, be very careful. Probably understand what you're getting yourself into. Understand what your expectations are and stuff, and generally speaking, you get what you pay for sure. So if you go a cheap route, expect the thing that you're asking for like to not work probably. But that was a lot of talking, and my brain is definitely feeling sloppy today. I didn't have too many other thoughts for that topic, so we're gonna get into building this little blog website thing. Get all set up with this shit. Just saving some random shit that I have floating around. Okay. I don't know what this is gonna look like or anything. We're just gonna fuck around with it. But yeah, we'll do pure vanilla JS, vanilla CSS, all that fucking bullshit. So I don't even know if I should talk about, like, I don't know. Let's just get into it. I'll assume that you know shit that you probably don't know. Call it the Dave Rudner Morning Show. VS Code has this pretty cool go live button that'll host your shit for you. Oh, I gotta adjust some stuff in the thing too. Make my head smaller. There we go. Okay, I think you can like open a preview. Let's do that. But this is what we're looking at now. Let's do that. So I guess I'll talk about some stuff here. Title. The title here is going to be reflected in title on your page and your tab. And then this is just some bullshit that you put. I'm sure there's more detailed information wherever you want to find, but who gives a fuck? So we'll do a little H1. And this will probably be almost all HTML, CSS. So a little H1 header on the page. Welcome to Dave Rudner Morning Show. Let's see if I have any text written somewhere that we could throw in here. I might take a break in a minute. Oh, I only have 25 minutes left. Wish I had some coffee. But now we're here. Okay. What else we can do, because I don't know what I want this to look like. I might steal, yes. We're gonna steal some shit. Design-wise, not code-wise. Yeah, I need like a hero type thing. So let's do this. And we can do little, we'll do everything, we're gonna do everything just one page style. So let's do H1. And this is gonna be, we'll center it. Let's do, get a font going. Roboto is the go-to. I like this one. This is Vue. The framework Vue is like default to this. Where is the? Okay. Put this in there. And then let's do one of these guys. So I'll select all the elements. There we go. And I think I got some pictures I can pop up here. Okay, that's pretty, yeah, let's get. couple pictures here. All right, and right below it we'll have images, and then we're just gonna do image dot. Let's read. Okay, so let's just do assets slash that. And then always want to do your alt tags. This is for assisting screen readers, people using accessibility technology, and also just like web crawlers and internet mouse over it. It'll show you, like if the image fails to load, it'll show you the alt. Let's see, so we want to do 3 of them. Suit. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, there's my pictures, but they are all the fuck over the place as we expected. So let's do images. So we select all the divs with a class of images and all the images inside of that. And see, the problem here is that height. Interesting. How do we might have to just format the picture to be square, but because if you do height, like right now, you would think you could just do, oh, what if I did height of 300 pixels? Oh, that does look pretty good there. Oh, then the other ones get stretched. Interesting. But yeah, because the pictures are already different sizes, it's hard to do this. But this is where you get creative with CSS. Oh, wrong guy. And this is how I develop right here. Just Google. So I've never used Object Fit before, so I'm going to look up what this is on MDN. MDN is sort of the Bible for front-end software development. And if I'm looking at something new, I first want to see, hey, does this work in every browser? Oh, interesting, it doesn't work in IE. Do I care? Not really, but it is good to check. It depends on what browsers you're trying to support. For like your own blog, who gives a fuck? But if you're working on someone else's thing, or you're doing something at a job, you always want to be aware of your browser compatibility shit. Unless you want to get that annoying ass fucking bug for IE. Get like some ticket, some task to work on an IE bug. Always terrible. So Object Fit sets the content of how a replaced element. What the fuck is the replaced element? Huh. Never heard of that before. Never heard that term, but cool. So let's see. Object Fit. Well, we can actually just do that with our shit. What is that on? Local host. I wonder if that's, that might be why. Yeah, that's why it affected all of them. And now, Yeah, it does, but it fucks it up. Cool. Okay, so let's do. Where the fuck did that shit go? Just try them all. See what this looks like. Okay. Clearly, it's not doing shit. Content box. So does that mean that, I wonder if I do this then. That CSS selector might be a little fucked. It is. Let's see. Yeah, that's wrong. What if I did this? Trying to get this fucking selector right. Yeah, that kind of works. Yeah, that did work. Okay. Now they're all on top of each other. Should probably show what this is looking like here. They're all on top of each other. I have to hit the bathroom. Okay, I'll be right back. All right, we got 10 minutes in. We got pretty much nothing done. But that's kind of what I expected. I'm not really expecting to get stuff done with this. I'm just expecting to like be more talkative and shit. More than anything. Oh, I might have forgotten to put. Oh, no, I did. Oh, 2 people reached. Okay. So let's see. Firstly, I need to do. And yeah, we want to make them all the same size. Okay, that's pretty close. And then from here, we can probably adjust this. So instead, what we can do, justify content space around. Okay, what if we did? No. Boy. This, then yeah. Why is it? What? I wonder what's determining the size for this shit. Is it 100 by 100? So it's the ah. Huh. Man, day one can't get CSS right for this. Probably have to design this a little bit more. But obviously we're gonna have to design this more. But we have to think about like what I'm actually trying to do here, etc., etc. Anyway, we'll work on it by myself for sure. And probably again on Wednesday when I come back. I'm gonna conclude today. We got 5 more minutes. So I'll stay on for the next 5 minutes. But overall, I'm happy with the happy with how this went. I'll go back and look at it for sure. The takeaway, big one, probably that I need a new microphone. And then I don't know if my internet connection is fucking up too, but I've seen some issues there. And if that's the case, then we might switch to a full video format instead and just drop the live stream, which I think I might do anyway. And I do think what I should do probably is record, I think I might do this tomorrow or today, record a video of like, I don't know, a video of what I'm trying to do basically. What I want, just more branding type shit too, but I do want a video of like what the channel's about, more or less. So I'll probably do that. But otherwise, yeah, I'm happy that got it started. Felt like talkative through the whole thing. I'm gonna call first day one pretty successful. Definitely come back and do it. Be back on Wednesday for sure. And that's it. Just keep it going, man. But yeah, otherwise got some other stuff we need to do, etc., etc. And I think for this guy, what we're gonna do is we'll find like another blog to rip off, or we'll look for other designs and shit and see what we can find. We'll see. We'll see. I'm fucking small. I don't think that this is gonna turn into a thing, but maybe that's the problem. In the back of my mind, I think it could be a thing. We just have to, yeah, the marketing branding side is probably big, and then also just getting better at streaming itself. Because I don't really know what I'm doing here. But yeah, we gotta get a mic. What is it, like $200? 170, 250. Oh, 60. This is more what we're talking about here. This might be it. Has a lot of background noise. Okay, we might need to search for this a little bit more, or even break out the other microphone, but that thing is, I don't even know where it is. That's it for today. We're calling it end of the stream. It's been real. See y'all Wednesday.